and the goal is just kind of so you guys, if you haven't started yet, to at least be able to do it quick and dirty and get through it as quickly as possible. So the first one here is the physical of fire, domain, fire, and darkness. So I'm just going to load up fire human. So I brought in, and I was kind of a little lazy here. The weakness is fire and dark, and I actually used a team of fire. But basically, the only real importance here is that for the stats here, I had dark and fire all the way up. I used 11 so that he can do. He has a fire. And his flame slash actually does a decent job of reducing fire resistance and adding fire. You can also use, I believe it's flame splitter. But so I used 11 just for that. Elena used her buff, and Tifa basically was all the damage needed for both parties. I used Cecil just to use Cecil. It is weak against Dark as well, so I used his SR Dark ability on both levels. Basically, everyone else was SR or BS chaining to get to 100. There's nothing really special about this set here, other than Tifa was a finisher. For physical of Earth, Domain, and Light. Weakness is light. I have a sneaking suspicion that I just used a very similar team. So I actually had Eileen for Earth, and I also used Light for, but basically it's the same thing here. It is wind and light, where I have over 100 resistance. Used it to guard defense. None of the rest of the people really needed to be equipped because of that. Tifa is by far the most important here. Her Brave Shift form, you can see that she had 325% limit burst with actually not that much beast. But once again, that's totally up to you for what is this? It was a beast, right? But basically, the overall goal here is, once again, Eileen was actually a second finisher for this one, and these were all SR chaining. So I really had two finishers. One was Earth with Eileen, the other one was Tifa. Overall, this wasn't all that hard to max out either for both of these. For magic, lightning, and wind, you are stone. So let's load Earth Stone. So this was another Earth team. Interestingly enough, I used Madame Adele, and she was key for this one for me, where she can give both physical and magical stone killer. So I used her. Basically, everyone else chained. Very physical heavy team, except for my main damage dealer, which is Ibarra. And I used an LB finish for that one. This was an Earth team. So, interestingly enough, you see that I actually used No Mastermind Zahn. They can all. Actually, sorry, it's weak against lightning. I'm sorry. So, for this team, I used lightning. And actually, I think I just used her normal limit burst. And I imbued with Riku, who also broke. Ibarra did the Lightning Imperil. Madame Adele was actually my dodge physical provoke tank. And she also did the stone buff for everybody. And because everyone could imbue themselves with lightning, that's all I did there. Fairly simple. Sorry, she imbued everyone with lightning. Everyone could imbue magic themselves, and you just kept pumping damage. With Ace, I was using Ace to lift him up as well. This one was a little bit more challenging because of the group that I used, but it was pretty safe. I had Selfie here, and if I remember correctly, everyone had to be 50% in the 2 stats that they used, and Selfie covered the other 50%. Personally, out of the 4 easy ones, this one was by far the hardest. Magical Domain of Ice and Water. So this one is the bird. This one was a little bit unique. The main person here was Four Winds Physalis with the Avian Killer. Also, we were using water here. Elena, Yoshikiri, and so he was imbuing everyone with water and doing the large water debuff. Interestingly enough, there was no limit burst. This was just straight out pure chaining. And actually, I found this one to be harder because these units were destroying it too quickly. And actually, I had to kind of dumb down my team for the first one. And the second one was okay. Let me take a look at this. I don't remember. So she was strictly Brave Shift. So I think, let me just see here. Excuse me 1 second. I've actually got to take a quick look. So this is ice, water. So fire and lightning. So with Grimlord Sakura, you don't need to have anyone equipped with any. Yeah. With the Grimlord Sakura, these people are attack with fire and lightning. What you do is you want to use her. So you could use her normal for turn 1, and what you're going to do is use her Magnus ability. Where is the Magnus ability? Candy Fest. It gives 100% of fire and lightning, so you don't have to worry about any resists. And then, so here with water, I know this is on Dark Team, but I'm just being lazy. I used Yoshi to boost water, and I would make sure that he would attack first on the last one to get the 120% Imperil. I believe I Brave Shifted, yes, her, so that I could use the BS skill Purify All, which also helped out for the resist 100% in case I didn't click it first. It's a BS skill. CWAs were, so this was CWA, CWA, BS, 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 BS. So there's 4 BS skills, or you could go 3 and 3 for CWA and BS. It's up to you. This team is pretty flexible with the chaining families, and it wasn't too bad. But once again, sometimes the harder enemy on this was actually the first one, just to get to the 100 chains. Alright, so now we get into the meat of this. First one was Kokiru, and screw Kokiru. I don't know if I saved Kokiru, so if I didn't, I apologize. Yes, I did save. So Kokiru uses Fire and Dark None of these, once again, because of Grimlord Sakura, and yes, for me, Grimlord Sakura was the key to almost all of these bosses. Fire and Darkness, you can cast it turn 1, and then it's weak to Ice, so Kokiru was doing Ice. What I did though was this. I actually had this team on Dark because Ibera's damage was paramount, and I have her full limit burst on her Brave Shift. Her magic wasn't great. Her limit burst is 205. What I did was Brave Shifted Kokiru, and what he did at the very end was to use. I always kept his Wombo combo. Actually, don't really need to use the Wombo combo, but I used Ice Scroll at the end to give everyone there, and I used his boost limit burst damage for all allies for that. Kokiru, yep. That's his name in Japan. It was Kokiru. It was a sake company that actually sponsored this Esper. Fun fact. And so, yes, we call him Black Dragon, but his name is Kokiru. In Japan. So, as I say, the key here. No. It's the dragon. I call him Yoshi because Mario, but he's Kokiru, the dragon. Ibera is 80% of your magic damage, and Xerus was another key for me. Hey, Classic. I copied his dragon buff on turn 2, not turn 1. Sorry. So he has an interesting magic where it actually goes 75, 100, 125. So 75% turn 1, 100% turn 2, 125% turn 3. Turn 3, he uses his skill down, and so he becomes annoying. So it's easiest to do a turn 3 kills, so you can only get 100% dragon kills, killer buffs stolen by Zahn, but that was enough for Ibera to cap. But I will say I used Grimlord Sakura turn 2, her limit burst on her Brave Shift form. It is maxed. It gives 130 in darkness decrease. And remember, even though it's not weak against dark, Ibera's strong and very powerful limit burst is darkness based. And I have it also fully maxed, and I required both of them to be very highly maxed to cap out the damage. Do you need them capped out to get there? No. But it is very helpful in order to do so. Alright, give me 1 second, Barb. Alright, so Carby. I did not save. I believe I used lightning.
Praise the sun!
Yes. I used this team here, and it is a very, very interesting team composition. So I used Arden turn 1 to use 2 skills. He has the ability to cast fire and imbue fire to himself, and he has at level 110, hence why he's 111. He has a very awesome ability called Overkill, It lasts for 1 turn, but it boosts all of your major effects here, and it gives you 100% resistances. So what I used him for was primarily just some SR chaining at the end, but for that ability initially, and he also lowers fire resistances by 120%. Zahn stole that and stole his fire, and then gave it to everybody. So everybody has had 250% attack and magic. Lauren broke. Beast Killer was my Regina. Oh wait, nope, sorry. So Elemental I stole from. Let me repeat this again. Elemental I stole from Arden, and I stole the break, and I also made sure she buffed her attack. And Zahn stole it and gave it to everybody turn 1. So I didn't have to equip anyone with elemental resists. Zahn is my dodge. Theoretically, Arden could have been it, but Zahn already had all the equipment there, so I didn't have to change him over. Laziness. But once again, all of your damage is Tifa. That's all you really need for that. And Lauren does the break, and at that point, it's just chain and break with Tifa. Nothing too complicated there. And I would say the biggest pain in the ass, not hard, just a pain in the ass, is Alexander. So for Alexander, I used an absolute hodgepodge team. Yep. So what I did is I have this team, and very, very specifically, before I say anything, I equipped the non-Brave Shift form, or the normal form, of Ibera with 10,000 needles, and with Tifa with Bushido Freedom. And on turn 2, Ibera used 10,000 needles first. Second attack is using Tifa attacking myself and using Bushido Freedom to get rid of the 80% imperiled that Arix sends out. First turn is a easy turn for Grimlord Sakura. She will use her 80% buff, so everyone needs 20% of the skills, and I believe they are light and darkness. So they need 20% light and dark. So she used her 80% skill turn 1. When it got dispelled, turn 2, she used her Magnus ability. And that Magnus ability gives everyone 120%, and they're all set. Third turn, she used her Limit Burst in her Brave Shift form to reduce Arix's Dark Resist by 130%. And then the fourth turn, she just chained. Let's see here. Yoshi was very interesting. And the reason why she did that is Ibara is built Limit Burst again, and she's just breaking for Ibera only. Yoshi's job is to just cast on turn 4 basically the water to everybody, and also the machine buff 110% both for physical and magical. So it's all in his Brave Shift form. And he does that turn 4. He is not part of the chain. So Mad, how did I get the 100 chain? On turn 2, I used AR chaining for Elena and Lauren to create 100 chain, but they don't do the 100 chain on the final turn. They did it during turn 2. I needed that to create to create enough limit burst crystals so that everyone can have their limit burst up too. And I'm sorry, I forgot. On turn 4, he actually does 3 things. Yes, Cena. This was a kind of an odd one, but it was fun. And what I'll do is I'll actually do this one again and show people what I did. Last turn, he also will do his limit burst buff as well. Elena, turn 3, uses her limit burst, and turn 4 is an SR chain with Lauren. Or sorry, is an SR or BS chain with Grimlord Sakura. Lauren's going to actually finish with overall with limit burst. Along with, so these 3 are all limit bursting, chaining, and buffing. So let me just make sure that. Hold on. That's good. 2020, 2020. Zero's okay with that one, and that's okay there. Alright, so now I'm going to show you this one because this one has a lot of moving parts. It's actually kind of interesting and fun, but it has a lot of moving parts. So Grimlord Sakura, first turn, is going to do Eclipse Ward. Starlight Elena is going to only do this one right here so that you can get your limit burst to max. Tifa is just going to SR chain. She'll fill up hers by herself. Yoshi is going to Hikimori only. Ibara is going to do 5 turn. Actually, she can. It doesn't matter. She'll do Inazuma. And we'll break. And just try to create some more here. So Yoshi is driving. Alright. I screwed this up. Yoshi's supposed to be in his Brave Shift form, but doesn't matter. Brave Shift, he won't get touched. Alright, so now Ibera is going to do. Oop. Tifa has 1,000 needles. Target. Now she's going to do Candy Feast. Starlight Lena. So Yoshi, thank you for screwing up my combination, but whatever. Doesn't matter what he does. He doesn't have to do anything. AR, AR, SR. AR, AR. BS. Now, I screwed up that chain. I should have done AR 3 times, but whatever. So you do the 3 ARs. Now you see he's not going to take any damage. Don't care about that. Ibarra is going to go reduce the spirit. Did I build her for... Yep, alright. I built her for this one. It's not the smartest, but whatever. Blade of Ruin. Bolt of Attack, and another Blade of Ruin. Okay. Sorry, Barb. Grimlord Sakura is going to go into her Soul Harvest. So we're going to Brave Shift, Triple Limit, Concentration, and Yoshikiri. Yes, I did, Kronos. I'm just kind of re-showing the turns on how to do it, even though I screwed up a little bit here. So it doesn't really matter. Alright, so... Yoshi is going to Wombo Combo. Is going to go Ninjutsu Jakuten. Water Scroll, because the Water Scroll will decrease by 120%, and boost limit burst damage for all allies by 150% for just this turn. Alright, so Blade here, finally Brave Shifting her, and we're going to go BS. And BS here. Her Grimsoul Blade is actually physical, so she will be doing water damage as well. And now I have to do this manually. And boom, there's your damage. And that's how you defeat Alexander. There's the max chain, or max damage. I screwed up the chain beforehand. I should have done the 3 ARs. And I got a little bit of damage received, but you see how that is done. So, good luck, everybody. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me on Discord or at Twitch. So I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, no. Don't run the ad break. Don't run the ad break. I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button, guys. Wrong button. My marker is right underneath the... Yeah, that was not the goal. Not the goal at all. I'm so sorry, guys. Yes, he could be replaced. He could be replaced with the BB Ram. He could be replaced with Xerus. I